Yeah, I don't know what's that about. Any luck, that doesn't cause any problems. I mean, it's not like anyone watches these lives anyway, so.
Oh, you mean just on Twitch?
Yeah. I can still stream on Discord.
Oh, okay. I was thinking something else. Oh, okay.
No, yeah, you're good.
Yay.
Okay. When last we left off, everyone was basically huddled around a campfire. Basically, breaking down the camp, playing some music, getting to know one another, and figuring out what to do next. Rota and Caitlin had a very interesting conversation, which led to Realta trying to form a bond with her blade. As they landed, and Byron seeing that they were a little too cozy with one another, not really, as seeing the shard of sin in her hand, reacted with setting it on fire?
Cute metal. Just get her to drop it.
Alright, no flames, but a lot of heat. Causing a mark to burn into her hand as she let go. Caitlin trying to go for the object. Halavu dispelling the shield in the same action. Not the shield, it was
Tiny hut.
Tiny hut. During the same action, Caitlin had no other choice to her regard, anyways. After her, this is what she thought would be the right choice, though. Grabbing the blade that fell down, immediately got hit with some strange. Well, you don't really know, but it took a good amount of health from you. Right now, Relta and the rest of the group notices that the blade just fades out of existence. Caitlin's currently in pain, and Relta is probably a little upset. Caitlin
Just a little bit.
Caitlin and Relta, both of you go ahead and roll me wisdom saving throws.
Uh-oh.
Do wisdom save for Rialta. That'd be a natural 2 for Rialta, up to 10.
What? Why are you doing this to me?
This is RNGesus. This is the numbers.
No, it's you. I'm kidding.
Alright. Caitlin, after some time, whatever has been hitting you this entire time begins to slow down. Whatever it was, whatever this damage was, it didn't kill you, but it subsides after some time. Rauta, you don't see the blade anymore, but you feel a burning sensation within your hand. If you're right-handed, in your right hand, which hand you were holding the blade in.
My left.
Oh, interesting. That hand begins to burn. You don't see it in flame. You don't feel as if it's hot with your other hand. It's just burning.
And I'm a tiefling, does that matter?
You can withstand it. It's not causing you damage. It's just very uncomfortable. But so far, that's what happened. You do not know, Caitlin, why exactly that hit you. And Relta, you do not know why this sensation is affecting you.
Put my hand in the snow.
You put your hand in the snow, and you just put your hand in the snow. It's a little cold, but the sensation is still there. it's not actually hot. You touch it with your other hand and it's not physically hot.
Okay. Does anything else happen?
As far as you know, no. Everyone else around you sees all this happening. You know, the rest of you, none of you have true sight, right?
Nope. Doesn't Gavin have true sight?
Caitlin does not have true sight yet, she has.
Gavin does not. He has something, but it's not true sight.
Ah, sorry, I thought it was true sight.
I don't think anyone that you currently know or are aware of has true sight. So you just see all this happen, you see the blade just disappears into nothingness. Caitlin was struck with a force that literally you heard bones and metal crack. And Rauta is currently just messing with her left hand.
The one that I burned. Oh, Byroth will go over there. I'm sorry, Relta. Please let me tend to your wounds. Can I make a medicine check on it?
Sure.
Rialta's gonna walk away.
Okay.
On a Rialta.
Caitlin and trying to heal her.
Peace. Caitlin grabs Rialta. Are you willing?
Yes.
We dip 500 feet out of here.
Okay. To make it simpler, you're just in this corner, but you're 500 feet out.
So you're willing to teleport with Caitlin, Relta?
Yeah.
The horse is still there, though. Look at that pun.
It's still there.
Okay.
I can only bring one other person, so I can't bring the horse yet.
As Byroth and Halloween aim straight towards their teammates, I wouldn't call them friends necessarily, they just hop out of there.
I would call them friends. She just doesn't trust him right now at this very moment. She's
Do I see
confused
what
and
direction they go in?
scared.
No, I don't think so. Dimension Door just teleports you out, right? It doesn't like shoot you somewhere.
It isn't shoot it somewhere. It's like a you know, a Misty Step. You just vamp someone.
Yeah.
Right,
like
so you
that.
don't actually see the direction. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
You just see them disappear into nothingness, leaving their horse behind. For some reason, the cat is teleported as well. But the horse doesn't.
I'm gonna ritual cast Tiny Hut while I'm over there.
Alright then.
Yeah, while you're doing that, you're gonna get a badge called. What do you think you're doing?
Badge is turned off.
Relta, what is going on? Please.
Just,
You're
we just
something
want to
very
figure
dangerous.
this out.
You're meddling with very dangerous forces and you are isolating yourself from the rest of the group. This is
I'll be
dangerous.
back once I figure this out. I'll be back.
I'm gonna hop on the call and ask why exactly are you doing this? Is there something you don't know and can't tell us? Like, at least tell us that.
I'm not sure. I don't know where the shard went, and my hand is kind of burning. I just need to figure this out for a second. And they're kind of upset, so I just want some time to figure this out. And then she'll turn the badge off. She
Alright.
said she'll be back though.
Why do we even have these badges? Go.
Oh. I promise we'll be back. I just gotta figure it out first.
Hallie returns to Byroth and asks him, Byroth, I need to know about these shards.
I know very little myself. They're dangerous. There are 7 of them, and the more of them that get closer together, the
So you don't know what happens when...
supposedly they can be used to slay a god. Is that right? Do I remember that right?
You know they were used to fight against the gods, as well as open a door, but you don't know that last part fully in
Okay,
detail.
so I'll stick with slay a god. And was Halliwell with us when we went under the city?
I think so.
Which one was it?
She was there
Was
to
it
see,
the
to see the
gods
chain gun.
area? Yes,
Yeah.
I was. That is information I know.
And considering the location of the safe zone and our city, and see why that's a dangerous thing to have around.
Fire off.
Duh.
What about Caitlin?
She is a member of, what's the city of the undead?
Che.
City of
Noche.
Monsters is known as Noche.
Yes, she's a member of Noche Nobility. I don't actually know why she's a member of Section 9, beyond that she was told to gather information by the Noche Council. Or at least, she still reports to them. I do not know how her daughter is back, or even how.
You know how she works? Ability wise?
She acquires blood. And as we saw earlier, she flees from holy symbols. She functions as most undead do in that respect.
Are you guys just talking around that fucking horse?
Yeah, pretty much, I think.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
It's just been turned off if I remember correctly.
Oh, your badges are off.
Yeah, we contacted Rialta and she turned the badge off, so.
And is Byroth aware that Caitlin utilized her shard to influence Rialta?
There's a suspicion, but you have no concrete evidence.
Narrow my eyes and say, and I suspect she is not to be trusted. I cannot say for sure.
How do we just kind of ruffle to her and she's just, oh, these are situations I am not good with. Are you hurt? Is anyone hurt?
The horse neighs.
This is not ideal situation, especially when joining with a bunch of new compatriots. You must just look like fucking dicks. Alright, let's get to the good conversation. Caitlin and
One second, I'm waiting for the typing.
Okay.
Caleb wouldn't talk until the ritual spell's finished.
At this point, it would be finished.
Okay.
Oh, I guess the typing stopped?
Don't you worry about what that typing's about.
As long as Cerberus is back.
I think I have a healing spell. I'd use it on Caitlin.
Yeah,
She's told you healing doesn't affect her.
yeah.
Oh, never mind. Then I wouldn't.
That's fair to say, Cerberus. All the while you're eating a rabbit next to Gavin. I mean, you were just hunting. I mean, at a game, yeah. In game, I think Byroth is just surprised by all that. But anyways, entering into the tiny hut after the ritual was cast, no one really knowing where they are at currently, but they're 500 feet away. Caitlin and Rialta. Right now, you stand at a very interesting crossroads. Do any of you meditate?
Well, I'm short resting, so yeah.
Or like focus on something? Try to think
So what I would have to focus on is taking off my armor. Can I shadow it away?
That's easy enough done. But as you focus within your mind, trying to just wipe away the metal from you, as soon as you finish doing that, you're hearing in your mind the voice you've been hearing for some time, but it sounds pissed off. It then continues as it says, "You are to have one sin. One."
I don't attempt to have a second sin. I was trying to pick it up and give it to Relta. I don't say this out loud.
Okay. Oh, interesting. First time. You then hear in your mind, "That does not matter. My brothers and sisters do not work in tandem. There is a reason why 7 blades are forged, and there's more than one wielder of each. Providing so much power to one body will destroy it simply thus. You're not
Where's
very
Raph?
pretty, but you, I assume, are intelligent enough to understand this."
I wouldn't assume that. Now answer the questions. Lust, where's Wrath? I have to find it for Relta.
It has already chosen.
Is it gone to her already?
It says nothing to you.
I'll
It's
take
pissed
that as
off.
a yes.
You can assume.
Relta, let me see your hand.
Ralto, are you doing anything?
I'm staring at my left hand.
Okay. You then hear Caitlin say, "Let me see your left hand."
I hold it out to her.
She'll heal you by 10 hit points.
Using what?
Lay on hands.
Is there like a symbol on my hand or something, or is it just a burn mark?
There is a symbol on your hand. You can roll it. Sorry. You can roll religion if you'd like.
Okay.
Can I give it the old college try?
You can try as well. So, Railta/Byroth and Caitlin, go ahead and roll me some religion.
Maximilian.
About the same. You can tell this is an ancient symbol. You don't really know the language or what it represents. Best
I
guess.
hold it up to little kitty.
Yeah, I could guess that would work. Although now I control what it does and does not do. It just paws at your hand.
I hold out my other hand and pet its little head, and then hold my hand back to Caitlin.
How you feeling? How are you feeling?
Well, my left hand kind of feels like it has a weird sensation in it, but I don't know what it is. And I thought it was burning, but when I put it in the snow and touch it, it doesn't feel hot to the touch, just in.
Try summoning back. Try summoning Wrath.
Do we know that it's Wrath?
You don't.
Do I know how to, like... No, I don't. I'll try a sorry attempt and hold my hand out and pretend like there's the sword there and focus really, really hard. Because I don't know what I'm doing.
You
Oh my
do
gosh.
that, much like a child does with a stick. Pretend, or just pretend because they don't have a stick near them. You wave your hand around as if you have a blade. There's no weight to it, but the burning sensation does increase.
I keep doing it.
You keep
You have,
doing
to,
it.
you have to focus.
Nothing really seems to work properly. Go ahead and roll me another wisdom saving throw.
Can you? Thank you.
Okay. You begin to wave it, and you become frustrated, a little bit angry. At this point, you feel, for the briefest second, something in your own mind, and then you quickly suppress it. You're not sure what that was, but you feel a different sensation within your head. A different thought pattern.
Does this feel like the time that I was reading that book?
It's similar, yeah, actually.
Hmm. I'm not sure what to do.
Cerberus, yeah, pretty much. Alright, Rauta, you got a 26, so you know something is in your head. You can choose to try to dive and delve into your mind, but right now you have control or hold of it, really. If you choose to do that, there's a chance that it might overtake you.
I look to Caitlin. I think we should go back to section 9. Something's not right.
You weren't supposed to be branded.
But I am, and I'm a little bit concerned.
You should be.
And I think Ramon might be able to help us.
He'll most definitely be able to help. But I don't exactly trust him at this exact moment in time. My biggest problem right now is Byroth.
I know he meant well. Just didn't know what he was doing.
That's what you would call enabling somebody. Are you gonna let them treat you like a doormat, Realta? You're gonna stand up for yourself this time.
He's
The
never
choice
done
is yours.
He's never done anything to hurt me. Except
Looks
for
at
this
your
one
hand.
time. This is a bad example. In the past, he's never done anything to hurt me, and I know he did not mean to hurt me now.
His magic was meant to burn the blade, was it not?
Yeah,
Were you holding the blade?
like I said, he didn't know what he was doing.
I believe Byroth is competent enough to know how his magic works. Do you believe he is incompetent in his crafts of the cleric?
No.
Oh, so you must believe that was a complete accident that he set the blade on fire.
Didn't set it on fire. He made it really hot.
Not set fire.
Okay. Both of you go ahead and roll me wisdom saving throws again. Caitlin with disadvantage.
What's bad, Doug?
Eesh.
In your mind, you feel a sensation. You feel something akin to not perhaps a bond, but something deeper, something darker. As you continue to talk amongst yourselves, Caitlin, you feel your blade pushing you to go deeper, to go darker, to make sure she learns, she listens, and she sways. Rota, as you begin to listen, to hear the words she says, you feel a sensation within your mind once again. The thing trying to take hold of your mind, and you luckily enough suppress, begins to go and become wilder, a lot more furious, ferocious. You're still holding it at bay, but right now you are losing. The longer this continues, the more sensation of anger, hate begins to draw over you. As this continues on, both of you feel the sensation of pushing forwards or drawing back.
Caitlin grabs her head as a reflex, like with one hand, like she has a headache. Your brother's throwing a temper tantrum, Lust.
As you say that, the blade simply looks at. Well, it doesn't really look. The blade simply states, "Bring her in." She's close. Far closer than the others. If you truly mean to sway her, then do so now. Before, as you would call it, my brother takes full effect. Otherwise, you will lose her completely. And she'll grow far stronger than you would ever be.
How exactly do you expect me to bring her in? I say that in my own head.
That is your own call. I do not work for you.
I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm asking you. All I did was ask you a question.
You know her better than I. So if you truly consider yourself able to sway another, then I suggest you do so now, before it truly awakens.
Relta, I think we both need to calm down for a second.
How am I supposed to calm down? This thing is...
Shh.
I can feel it.
Come now, sweetie. It's fine. You just need to relax and meditate. Calm yourself.
In this situation, Relta, I'm pretty sure your character would be a little upset after someone telling them to calm down.
She would be, but I don't know. She's gonna try to remember how to stay focused on. This is terrible. Yeah, I mean, you gotta try better than to just tell me to calm down.
Caitlin sits on the floor and crosses her legs into a meditative position and pats the floor next to her.
Girl just having a panic attack and starts pacing back and forth.
All right,
That's not helping, Caitlin. What is sitting there gonna do?
go ahead and roll me perhaps one final wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
The point is to still your heart. You're getting anxious. And if you're too anxious, you give in to one emotion too far, then it wins.
That
Remember what
does kind of make sense.
Remember what I said about you being a doormat?
My
Your
pacing
emotion- your-
starts
your-
to slow. I don't like being called a doormat, but my patience, my pacing back and forth starts to slow down as I stop walking and just look at you.
You're gonna let a magic item, a sentient weapon, tell you how to live your life? Or are you gonna dig deep and make Rash shut the hell up? Are you in control, or is that weapon? In this moment, it's your time to decide.
Right now, I think I am, but I don't know for how much longer.
You think you are? That's not the answer we were looking for. I know I'm in control. But you only think you're in control?
Okay, she'll sit down and cross her legs.
So it looks like Fireoff was busy, and I made the roll for him/you.
Oh.
I didn't
But
do
you're-
a very
but you-
good
but you-
job.
But you have the
Yeah.
unluck.
I was waiting for
Sorry.
you to roll.
Ah, sorry. I was typing. My bad.
It's fine. You're doing RP stuff, so that's fine.
Do you want me to roll it?
No, because at this point it would be me going against the role that's already been established.
Sorry, Rialta.
Okay. Realta, as you begin to focus, sitting next to Caitlin, trying to grasp your own sensation, your own mind, your own thought patterns, as if Caitlin stated, whose control really, you or the blade? In your mind, you hear, "Stop it. Stop it. You are not here to judge me, and you're not here to judge this one. Stop it." In the brink of a second, in the brink of your mind, Realta, you feel your eyes beginning to burn. The sensation in your hand almost begins to, in a second, envelop your entire body. Caitlin, as you see this happening right next to you, you feel a connection. Your own instincts of fight or flight kick in for one of the very few times it ever does. The sensation of death, true death in the moment you first died, comes back. All the fear, all the sensation of the moment kicks back in. A split second happens and you, actually go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw. For a split
Me?
second. No, Caitlin. For a split second, you feel all this sensation rushing back as if you're about to die. But you steady your hand, you don't drop the spell and run. But you see Realta's irises change color for a split second into a vermilion red. And then slowly fade out to pitch black.
Alright, then. Caitlin sighs and gets up. She, clips her shadows.
Realta, currently you are not in control of your own body. However, your mind still stands. In front of you, you see Caitlin, and behind her, you see a shadow. You see your left hand raise, and from the burnt mark within your own palm, a blade begins to form out of your own shadow.
Fuck.
Caitlin would, draw her blade of lust.
Alright, as soon as you draw your blade, Realta, you see Caitlin, the thing behind Caitlin, begin to move, gesture as if it's speaking, and you hear the words it speaks. Well now, Wrath, it's great to see you. I said stop it. Trying to control this one, trying to control me. There is a reason why we don't get along. Now, there's no need. I said stop. And Caitlin, you feel the sensation within your own mind stop. You still have the blade in your hand, but your own sin is frozen in fear, is the best way I can describe it.
Caitlin brings the sword up to her mouth and kisses it. We don't know defeat, Lust.
You don't know this one.
I know its wielder.
Realta, you can hear all this. Between Caitlin and her blade, you see and feel the sensation of it speaking to her.
I talked to Wrath. She doesn't really know me.
Is that what you say to Wrath?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It states exactly. She and it do not understand. You are your own. You should rule as your own. It should have no sway or power against you.
And it doesn't.
And we come to an understanding then. Let nothing and no one stand in your way.
I understand.
Then for now, we have an agreement.
Yes.
Then your body then turns towards Caitlin and the blade. If you touch this one, if you touch the thing she loves, wrath will be the last thing you see. Ever. And even your undeath body will not be able to be brought back.
Caitlin looks like she's trying to hold back a laugh.
You do so. And go ahead and roll me an intelligence saving throw.
Yike!
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Good.
Immediately, Relta's body moves. You don't see the blade hit you, but you feel the sensation of your mind act. The blade in your hand tries to parry or move away, as if trying to block the attack coming from you. You do not see it, and you do not know if it even actually hit you physically. But in your mind, you felt an attack coming straight towards you. And then your body begins to burn. Your flesh begins to burn. The longer you hold on to your metal self, well, your metal armor, the more it feels as if the metal itself begins to burn your skin away. And then Relta's eyes begin to go back to the original state. But the sensation of burning onto your flesh is still there. And you feel damage. True damage. Currently, you've taken 6 points of damage. Fire damage, to be precise.
Okay.
Relta, you're back.
Take us back to the party.
So it's fire then, huh?
What was that?
She said, so it's fire then, huh?
Yes.
You have taken 8 added on points of damage, Caitlin.
So I was right that it was wrath then.
Yes.
Definitely interesting. What makes you think I can take you back?
You have 4 points added on of damage.
Dimension door? Or can you only use it once?
Do you think I have the magic to do it again?
So you can't take us back?
I didn't say that.
Then take us back.
5 points of damage.
And what if I say no?
Am I still hurting her?
No, you're physically not doing anything, but you do have the blade now in your hand.
Is Wrath hurting her still?
You don't really know what Wrath did. Caitlin
I was
doesn't
just
really know
curious.
what Wrath did.
Caitlin, you need to take us back now.
I'll take you back as soon as you stop burning me.
I'm not burning you.
She looks at her nails as if she has all the time in the world.
4 points of damage. I described what exactly is happening, Caitlin. If you kind of didn't listen, you can go ahead.
I know
and
it's on the
history.
armor.
Okay.
How far away? 500 feet?
Yeah, you're in a tiny hut, but yes.
You don't know the direction we went though.
I mean, I'll turn into. You're right. I don't. Why won't you take us back, Caitlin?
Why won't you stop setting me on fire?
I'm not setting you on fire. Do I know what's happening?
Hold up, sorry. Just to fuck you up, dropkick. Zaya, have you cast any spells that require concentration since you've cast Skywrite?
No.
Then Rialto can look into the sky and still see Skywrite and know exactly what the party is.
That's
Thank you.
true. I think the tiny hut is transparent, at least to the people inside.
She
You
can
can
walk in and
walk
out of
out.
Tiny Hut if she wants to.
She can leave whenever she
Caitlin's
wants.
the one that can't.
I get that, but I think it's transparent, which
Yeah.
is the thing. So you could figure it out, Rialto.
Take off your armor and you'll stop burning.
Caitlin shadows the
4
armor
points of
away.
damage. Oh, okay. That last 4 doesn't count then.
Alright.
I think you got hurt more by this than by the skeleton.
By anything else.
Not really.
I've never seen your health that low.
It's been lower quite often.
I don't remember it ever being that low, but I know you're right. I just don't remember it.
All right.
Good luck with your wrath.
What was that?
Said good luck with your wrath.
Do you
My
teleport
wrath is fine.
back, or do you just let Rialto notice because she can the Skywrite?
She lets her do whatever.
Okay. Rialto, you feel that Caitlin either can't or doesn't want to teleport you right now, but you do see. I mean, I'm sure you have a passive of 10 perception check, so you can see the Skywriting above the group.
Kaylin, do you want to go back to the group?
I told you I intended to rest before we do anything.
We can rest with the group, though.
She shrugs her shoulders,
Okay.
sitting down in her tiny hut.
I will turn into a giant eagle. Wait, before I do that, I'll let them know you're resting here. Join us when you're done. I'll turn into a giant eagle, and I don't know how long it'll take me, but I'll fly back to our group.
It'll take you like 2 turns.
Okay.
Out of game. It doesn't really matter. You're 500 feet away, and you're a bird. You can get there in like 10 seconds.
Okay.
Icy Prey?
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Shit. Before I do that, I'll turn back on the badge really quick and let them know I'm coming back.
Okay.
And turn it back off for it, because I don't know if I can talk to them when I'm a giant bird. I don't think I can.
Okay. Then you just begin to walk. It'll take you like 3 minutes, so it won't be that long. But they'll know you're getting there. Gavin simply looks at the rabbit you provide for him, Cerberus. Or whoever did it. I was half paying attention to that conversation. And would go, "Oh yes, thank you. I don't eat this raw though, so I will begin to cook it. I do not have the canines to, what's the word for it? Massacate? That seems appropriate.
Masticate, by the way, but yes.
Yes, I understand. He is a learned man, but specifics, and begins to put it over the fire with a stick. Okay. Rialto's heading over there. However, Caitlin, are you... This is gonna sound weird, but are you gonna check yourself out?
At the moment, no.
Okay. After some time, you can feel the sensation on your skin begin to fade away. You can take a short rest and heal, but there is still a slight burning sensation on your skin.
Alright.
It's not as if it's continuously burning on your flesh, but as if an old burn is still kind of there.
I'll continue my short rest.
All right. As you continue your short rest, Realta eventually makes it back to the team.
Yalta, please tell us what has happened.
The shard. Am I able to make it disappear and appear?
Now you can.
Cool. While I was walking back, I would have vanished it into my left hand or whatever.
All right.
Baroth, I'm sorry that I ran away like that. Hollywood, I'm sorry if you worried about me. It was wrong of me to just leave and not give you any explanation, and it was wrong of me to try to attune to this weapon without talking to you guys first.
Does her hand still look injured?
It looks as if it's a old burn. The symbol is still there, but the flesh that was scored has been healed.
You said it was wrong of you to try and attune. What does that mean? That you would like to not be attuned to it anymore? Should we examine your wound, ma'am?
Oh no, I'm fine. Everything's fine with me.
You can choose to believe
So-
her or not. However, you don't
So
know if she's attuned
you-
or not.
I was gonna say, so you are attuned to the blade then?
I am.
This is concerning, Realta. Even with the protection of
Can
the diadem, Caitlin struggles with her blade.
Caitlin struggles with her blades for other reasons.
When I talk to Kindness, is it via my mind?
Yes.
I want to ask Kindness if they can detect wrath.
I can, but as soon as I do, they will be able to detect me. But if you want, I can try.
Will it be a bad thing if they detect you?
Not unless we do something to them. We were forged by the same type of process, so we can find each other sometimes. We were made for the same purpose. So as long as we don't interfere with each other, we should be okay.
Is it possible for one of your kind to possess a mortal?
In extreme circumstances, or if another virtue or sin tries to manipulate our wielder, we can take over to protect them.
Keep it hidden for now. If she puts Kindness away.
Alright, as you put kindness away, it does state something. I can tell you if wrath is this one, it's very strong. It has its own ideas of what it means to be wrathful. It can be good or bad, but it all depends on who wields it. As you put it away.
Kindness before she puts it away.
Hello?
Yeah, yeah.
My whole thing shut down for a second. What happened?
The basic gist of it is Halloween was talking to her own virtue item, stating, "Can you feel wrath?" It said, "If I do so, it can detect me, but I can give it a shot." She said, "Keep it hidden for now," and then it made mention, it has its own thoughts of wrath, but depending on the wielder, so it could be good or bad depending on them. And then it was put away.
Okay.
Basic quick synopsis. Gavin then states, "All right then, we have all made up. Maybe, perhaps, we should all keep each other on the level. At any rate, does anyone know where, Madam Caitlin is?"
She'll be back. She's taking a short rest.
What did she say to you up there? When you came down, you were holding the dagger.
No, I wasn't.
No, she wasn't.
She came down then? Well, how did I burn it if she wasn't holding it?
Oh, and that point?
Oh, up there
Yeah.
in the sky.
When they
Oh,
landed, yes, she was holding it. They got
Yeah,
mixed up
yeah.
with when she
Okay.
walked back just now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry. I don't know. I just lost my temper, and I just lost my temper.
She didn't in any way coerce you? Perhaps encourage you to do something very dangerous and stupid?
It's hard to remember. I was kind of in a rage at the time.
You realize that does not look well upon the whole "you have a shard of sin that is possibly wrath," right?
I know. I think I got it under control now, though. And I think Wrath actually helped me do that.
Excellent then. I mean, good or bad, virtue or sin, we all have our own vices and virtues. In fact, that might be where the language originated from. Either way, it all depends on how you work with one another, how you cooperate, whether it be with your blade or each other.
Where's Civ at?
I actually lost her 10 minutes ago. Does anyone know where she went?
She's a bad, what is she?
Minder.
I look up in the sky and see if Siv's there.
You look up the sky and Maximilian flies off. In the direction that Railta came, so you assume she went towards Caitlin. As Caitlin's horse flies down... Nope, still doesn't work on that. As Caitlin's horse flies down... No, it still wouldn't move it. That's weird.
Oh.
Okay, there we go. As Caitlin's horse flies down and lands, Civ is right next to it. You do not know when she got there or how long she's been there.
I will be right back. Sorry.
Civ looks towards Caitlin, still in the tiny hut, says something, but I don't know if the tiny hut blocks out sound.
I
wouldn't think
understand
so.
what she's saying. Maximilian's sitting right there.
Oh, okay. She didn't beat your passive, she just disappeared. You noticed it, but you had no context of where she was going. Oh yeah, my bad.
We were talking about Rabbit.
Yeah, sorry. I was doing stuff on the map and then kind of forgot. Yeah, I kind of forget sometimes. Okay. What was I gonna say? Alright. Civ simply states, "So, how are you doing? Did you manage to heal up all right?"
She shakes. The horse shakes its head.
Yeah, I figured as much. You might want to. This is gonna sound weird, but check yourself out.
The horse stomps, and Caitlin looks at herself.
Some of your flesh is burnt away. You see bone underneath. Mainly in places where the armor would hit your skin the most. So parts of your shoulder, parts of your forearm, some of your chest, the right side of your forehead.
She sighs, and the horse stomps.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Clearly didn't see what was exactly happening to you. Alright then. If you allow me, I can patch it. It won't be your flesh, but I can at least patch it so it look the same.
Then back.
Look up back. Caitlin dissipates the tiny light and stands up.
Okay. As you stand up, she moves forwards. Do you mind? I have to touch your face.
It's fine.
She touches your face. She uses her left hand to touch your face and then her right hand to, I wouldn't say poke, but more prod the areas that are currently showing bone. You see something warp into your flesh from one of her sleeves, and it begins to meld into your own. It is a white, almost liquidy substance, changes into the color of your skin, and then into the uncolor of your more porcelain skin. After some time, probably the extent of your short rest, it heals up.
Yeah, speak. It'll hit that.
She simply states, "Wow, you rolled the lowest." She simply states, "Alright, that should take care of the unfortunate bits. If you want, I can take care of anything that is not visible later on."
Keep it in secret.
Sure, no problem. It's a good thing I had this ready, or else you would have been stuck with that until we return back to Section 9.
It's fine. A miscalculation.
More or less. From what I can tell, you weren't exactly being upfront with everything. But that's neither here or there. If you intend to make another move, I suggest you do it with more grace.
My next move will not be as kind, but I do not plan to make one in recent time.
I would advise against it. But I am not here to make judgment calls for you, simply to observe and advise.
Then observe that she extends her hand out to Civ.
She looks at it.
Grab on.
Oh, you're gonna do that again. It's fine, I can do it myself. Actually, I'll do something else than that. As you see her bolt into the direction, you see her first turn into something. You're not exactly sure what it was. It seemed like mist, and then it quickly wafted away.
Anyone else feel like that was a super threatening observe this from Caitlin? God.
A little. At this point, however, Cerberus, this time I did remember, you see her, like, come out of the woods behind, Lit and his group. At the same time, you see Caitlin and Maximilian enter from the south.
He teleported.
Teleporting in from the south. I mean, you're 500 feet away. You could have easily flown there. But it's cooler this way. Gavin then
I
goes,
get my spells back on short rest.
yeah, okay. Gavin then looks towards you. Excellent! We have found Lady Caitlin. We're still missing one, though.
Turn around. Or do I not notice her?
The only one that I actually noticed was Cerberus, but you know she's here because she said, I'll get there on my own, or something equivalent to that.
Wherever she is, she'll be here soon.
Cerberus, you know she's there. You don't have to say anything because she's literally right there. At this point, though...
Oh no, I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, okay. A few minutes pass, like, waiting. At this point, it would die down that now everyone could notice with a pass of 10. You just look around, just patiently waiting, and then she's just right there. Don't really know when she got back. To Cerberus, it would have been 3 minutes ago. But at this point, she would state, alright, looks like everyone's done healing. Everyone turns around, sees that she's there now. We ready to head out?
Let's begin. She looks down at Relt and smiles.
Barth is staring daggers at Caitlin this whole fucking time.
Rialta doesn't even respond. She's
So she
playing.
wanna walk this time.
She's playing with little kitty.
Gavin then simply states, excellent! I will take that resounding silence as a yes!
Myroth rotates the rabbit so it doesn't burn.
Okay. Moving forward, Gavin then states, alright then, everyone ready? Jade then looks towards Halavu. Thanks for your offer, by the way. Sure, Cosmo can look around. If you want, we can set up a giant tent for the entire group, or we can sleep on our own. It's up to you.
Never has a question caused more concern within a group.
No. Just Hallie patting Jade's face and just going, ah, innocent, innocent, innocent. Offering a girl to sleep on first day meeting and then just walk off.
He turns towards Lit. I mean, wouldn't that be good instead of sleeping outside of the... He then looks towards him before he finishes his sentence. Ah, Jade! So
Yeah,
innocent! What? I mean,
I thought it was like
looking
11
towards his
more.
other two teammates. What do they mean by that? They just walk away. Does everyone else follow? Because Gavin is leading. If not, that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, we're going.
You can.
We're going.
You have the map. You can follow him if you want. He's
No,
just,
we're doing the thing.
We're
Yeah.
going, right?
yeah. he
For
just-
some reason, I thought like Cerberus did that we were setting up a tent right now, but they were just saying for later, I guess.
Yes.
Okay, so
okay.
right now we're just going on the trail.
Cerberus wasn't assuming anything, Rex was assuming.
Sorry, I
Ah,
was looking at the post where it said Cerberus. Just read again. Anywho, so we're walking along the trail.
There's something I want to do right before we leave, though. I just cannot find. There it is. Cerberus to the Victorium Isle. Can you come here for a moment?
As mentioned before, he's always within 15 feet of Gavin. You can go if you want, Cerberus. Up to you.
Looks at Caitlin, looks at Gavin, and gestures for Caitlin to go towards her.
The horse moves over. Caitlin, calf presentation.
On
Cerberus.
4.
The blood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work.
I can keep spamming it. You're going to underestimate my cantrip spam as a warlock
Okay,
until I stop smelling it.
because she's actively holding a piece of flesh still.
Until I stop smelling it.
Okay. You travel like this for about 10 minutes. Just making sure this all goes away for you, Caitlin. And then an hour passes. By this time, Cerberus, you know the meat's gonna go eventually bad. You can choose to eat it or toss it, up to
Oh,
you.
there's not going to be anything left after even 10 minutes. I've
Sorry.
literally got a small chunk of rabbit left.
Oh, sorry.
Plus, you're 100% wrong there, a dog my main point, because this is a real thing. You're supposed to dry age rabbit for at least a few days. It's an incredibly tough thing. You
The
want to
only
let it
people
like
that have
stop.
rabbit is probably Byroth, that has a small chunk, and Halliwoo, unless Halliwoo ate it.
Byroth, yes, I know I'm wrong. I don't do hunting or trapping or preserve things.
Sorry. I know a little bit about it, so when its survival stuff comes up, I'm like, oh, I know that.
Okay.
It's true.
Byroth just says in the air to some random person in the sky how meat works.
Well, I did
You
put
know,
its best staged after a few days.
you know what? He says it to Gavin. Oh, you don't say! Interesting! At this point in time, Cerberus has already eaten it, but Caitlin keeps spamming precipitation to make sure it's just gone. After an hour, she's
smells-
sure
so-
it's fine.
She smells the air to make sure.
Also, another thing that happens when you butcher a creature like that is one of the very first things you do is drain the blood.
That part I did know.
Draining the blood afterwards doesn't help if your hands, sleeves,
I know it.
and face are already coated.
You're just a bloody mess.
Okay. A day's travel.
Precisely.
A day's travel of awkwardness, mellowing down and speaking with one another. Byroth continued to tell Gavin how hunting works. He's into it, but then we come to a crossroads, which is not depicted, and both of you, I think Relta has the map. Relta stealthily hides with the rest of the group and shows out the map. Currently, your map, Relta, indicates heading towards a mountain range. Cora and the rest of her group bring out their map. About a day. Cora and her group bring out another map, theirs. By this time, Relta, you know that your copy of their map faded away because it was a magical, non-permanent copy, so it just faded away.
I do believe there was a picture taken of it. though.
Yes.
Kaylin took a picture of both
Kaylin took a
maps.
picture of both maps. No, you specifically mentioned just their map.
I thought I said both.
I could have sworn it was just theirs. You said Kaylin takes a picture of the map.
Did I say map or maps?
I heard map.
Map.
If it was maps, I'll check it out. But for now, let's say you have a picture of a map.
How deep does your treachery go, madam?
Yeah, I only heard you took a picture of the copy I had because I never brought out my version of the map. Or did I? Did I bring it out?
I thought
Yeah,
you
but I
did to
did.
compare the copies. That's
I
why.
did,
That's why I thought I
yeah.
said maps.
I'll check it
I
out.
don't know if you did.
But for now,
I
let's just say you
watched
have
it
their
too.
map. Cora takes out hers and goes, "All right, looks like we have to go through this valley. Is everyone ready?"
I sure hope so.
You have a predicament.
Sorry, Byroth has seen both maps, right?
Yes.
Hmm.
And according to his background of Outlander, he has an excellent memory for maps. Do they tell different things?
They do tell different things, but you do see that there are some strange patterns on both.
Okay, Doc, this is... Remember when I said they do not work on their own? This is
Mhm.
one of those times. We have to compare the maps, their symbols I mean, I'm good at maps, but I'm bad at codes.
Gavin's the map guy, right?
Yes,
Did I get the map from Gavin? I forget.
you did. After giving him
Okay.
10 gold out of generosity.
Cool. Okay. I think I gave him 100 gold, actually. I forget. I gave him, like, way too much.
Bharat
Alright,
will explain
I'm
to
gonna go-
Cerberus. Sorry, I'll just write it out.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Okay, so you see map here? Okay, so picture. Look, this is that mountain. This little line is the road. Okay, so this is what the bird sees.
Gavin then states, yes, this is all true. In fact,
That's
this
how
weird
maps
blue
work.
dot is a lake.
Alright, I'm gonna talk to Gavin about the map. I mean, he's our map expert, so he can pretty much help us with the situation.
Go ahead.
I hope so, at least. Cool.
Can I make what would this take? Wisdom, survival? What kind of a check do we have to make to compare these symbols? And
I mean, relative to speaking with Gavin, you're literally right next to them, explaining maps to Cerberus and Caitlin, while Cerberus is just rolling their eyes because you're stating the obvious. Yeah, Hallelujah, that's fine. Gavin would then state, you're doing this in the middle of the night, let's just say, before you all go to sleep. Gavin then preparing for the next step of the journey in the morning. Gavin then states, all right then, here's the thing. If their map is from the distinct origin as ours, we might need their map, or they might need ours. Oftentimes, there were certain events where maps were created in duplicate patterns, but altered later on that you would need or require both to truly see the extent of the map or the actual way to go somewhere. I've never seen theirs, so I generally thought that this was the only copy. And according to Byroth, if their map is different, then we might need to compare maps.
okay, well, if we can do that already, we have a picture of their map right here.
That might be a step 1 process. We can take a look at it, of course. But the only problem with that is, if we physically need their map, rather than just need the appearance of one.
Magic maps.
Perhaps.
We might have to trust him enough to show them the map, but I'll leave it up to you guys.
Caitlin, do you take out the copy of your map?
The picture?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Caitlin is enjoying pleasant conversation at the moment.
I think we should show them the map. It is the best way to get to where we're going.
Okay, I'll hand Gavin the map.
No. You
Yep.
don't have to hand the map. You just shut the show.
I don't want to hold on to it. Okay, fine. I'll keep hold of the map. This means I have to talk. Realta will go over to who had the map on their team?
Cora, the one in the middle. Cerberus, at this point, you notice that Civ has also disappeared again.
Dun, dun, dun.
Again, the middle of the night when you're setting up camp. Your passive would let you hear what she said. I'm gonna go check to make sure no one's around us. No one else heard that. If you had to guess, it was probably directed towards you or the guy with the lantern on his head. You do not know why that's the case, though.
If Rialta's gonna go and talk with the only person in the group I think is untrustworthy, I'm gonna definitely.
That's why I wanted to give. Oh, you know what? And you're the map expert, so I will hand you the map.
Right?
to talk to them because I mean I have it, but I don't know much about maps, and I trust you with it.
Right. So we'll set up the big central tent that we can all sleep in, because
Okay.
quite frankly, I'd rather have my eyes on them than off them.
Okay. At this time, Hallowoo is helping up set up the giant tent. I mean, even though your tiny hut is better, a lot more performance hut than anything else, theirs is still nice. I mean,
Still
comparatively,
tiny hut inside there.
it's no magical dimensional space and time that can bar people from coming in if you don't want them in, but, you know, it works.
It's warm.
Jade then looks towards you, Hallowoo, and goes, "So, are your friends gonna join us? They seem to be talking with each other at the bonfire."
Friends is he referring to?
Your companions?
I mean, like, who's at the fire?
Currently
Right
the
now.
entire group except for Civ. As mentioned beforehand, this is all going on at the exact same time. Byroth explaining maps to Cerberus, Cerberus rolling their eyes, Caitlin pleading not to smell like blood, Gavin speaking with Realta. Sure, you can do that, but okay. You see them at the fire. At a certain point, Cerberus is gone kilter? I assume that means off hunting.
Off to the side.
Ah, okay. I think Caitlin wants to follow. But yeah, Jade asked that.
I'm not quite sure, but I'll be setting my tiny hut quite close if that's alright. Sorry, although she was just say I'm still not quite sure what's happening and I'd rather not. I'm going to regret later.
Sure, that's fine. I just wanted to know. You can see that he was preparing dinner. It would probably be dinner about this time. And he was setting up plates for everyone, but then subtracts the number of amount on your team.
You can,
And then we walk in.
if it's a big enough tent, you can always just put up the tiny hut inside it.
It is a big enough tent, but that's not the point I think Hallowoo's trying to make.
She just puts her hand on his when he's putting the plate down and just go, but if you want us to eat with you, I'm sure we'd be more than happy.
His cheeks get rosy as they can get anyways. And he goes, "Oh, great. I definitely made enough for everyone." At this point in time, everyone except for Cerberus and Caitlin would enter inside, because they're off kilter.
I'll walk
Cerberus
over
went
and
to-
tell
went
him
to
what
go
we're
ask-
doing.
Well, ask Hollywood. Because Hollywood's over there, I assume Cerberus may be headed over.
This, I haven't forgotten about you, Caitlin. Once this map business is done, you and I have a conversation.
We can talk whenever you want.
One of
I
the
As
have
long
sides,
as Caitlin
duties
wants to
to attend to.
one of the sides of the tent is open to make sure that everyone is visible. Because they're not dumb. They can clearly see you guys are checking them out. So, in order to draw off suspicion, they've done that. So you can
I'll
just
go inside
walk
with him
in
now.
or look throughout and see everyone throughout the area. It's perfectly fine. Currently, they're at a table looking at their own map, plotting. I wouldn't say plotting, but checking out where they need to make their next move.
Which actually, on a map, you'd literally be plotting your route.
I understand, but the way I phrased it sounded like they were plotting
I
the
just
next
love
scheme.
that. Okay, so if Byroth has the map, he'll say, if anyone is interested, we're going to figure out which way to go.
Yes, this is what we were doing ourselves. I'm sorry,
I said
but
that to my team as I walk over there. So, like, who's coming with me to the map table?
Caitlin goes with you
Oh, okay.
because maybe she's evil.
Maybe.
Cerberus,
Evil.
Cerberus, you're a distance away, but not. Well, you said off to the side. Unless you meant like really off to the side, you could have heard that.
I think if Caitlin goes in the tent, I'm gonna go join Cerberus.
I'll leave the horse behind them.
Damn it. Why are you everywhere? Your cat's
Cast
still on my
deafness on the
goddamn
horse.
head.
Not his guy.
By the way,
I know.
tent with the performers.
With the performers,
So,
what?
I was just saying that Cosmo was in the tent with the performers.
Okay. Cosmo then would have probably been playing with Tar and Lit. Lit has been, for the longest extent of time, been using strange spells around you. He wasn't creating skeletons, more as creating strange bodies of light surrounded by, the best guess you would say is tinder, but it hasn't been burning. Basically been using that to play with Cosmo. Similar
I mean,
to
she's a familiar,
Yarn
so I'm
Boss.
not scared about her being set on fire.
Kind of like a laser pointer.
Yeah, kind of really.
Yeah.
Like a laser pointer yarn ball is the best way I can explain it. Tara's just been using her scope to quite literally use it as a laser pointer. But as the team,
Cosmo would be.
Yeah?
Would be playing with it, but yeah.
yeah, okay. As the team other than Realta, Cerberus, and Maximilian enter inside, Kara then states, "Oh, if you'd like, Jade has made dinner for us, but right now we're currently plotting the next trajectory of our location. You could join us if you like. I'm afraid the map we've provided to you has faded away at this point."
We're aware. However, are you aware that we have a map and the maps are intended to function together?
That would be new information. We do not.
I'll unroll the other map beside there.
All right, you unroll it, and it seems similar, but there are distinctive markers on each map. Almost as if mountain ranges, and on yours, almost as if, what are they called? Fissures on the ground.
You will notice differences in the versions, even. I believe the symbols you will notice around these differences should be deciphered to allow us the correct path.
Huh. That is true. Your map does seem to go in the same direction. However, there are some distinctive markers that are almost inverse, as you have stated. Some of the areas that we are meant to traverse are different as well. This is perplexing. Lit, while playing with Cosmo, goes, "Yes, this is certainly a problem. Are any of you map experts that could solve this for us?" Cora then states, I mean, he's not wrong, but I'd prefer if you phrase it differently." "Nope!" "Oh, okay then. But yeah, unfortunately none of us are map experts. We can read the map just fine, but we're not exactly experts in creating this. Are any of you cartographers?"
You will allow me and my colleague a detailed examination of your map.
So long as we're there.
I gesture over at Gavin. Let's do it.
Alright then! Byroth, Cora, please place your hands on the map.
I do so.
She does so. And he then examines both maps. "This is just in case you try to take our map or you try to take theirs. That way we will have security in both." This isn't really necessary, but okay.
Just like paperweights. We're like, okay.
Well, actually, he was about to say, well, this is also to make sure it doesn't fly away. That would make more sense, yes. He then begins to examine it and goes, all right then. This is going to sound a little weird, but put your hands together.
Oh,
Wait, on the map or?
you heard the man, Byron.
Oh, right. You don't think the same way I do. Overlap the maps.
I guess we do that.
Okay.
Overlap.
As you
It's
overlap
not complicated. We don't need to roll for that.
Go ahead and roll dexterity
you
to
monster.
over... Nah, it's fine.
You get a paper cut.
Now that you said it, you do get a paper cut.
Through my layers of armor. Alright, sure.
No, you're fine.
Let's see.
As you overlap the map, you get a strange sensation of something coming over you. Not as if, oh, ha, Gavin has been the mastermind and killed you all, or ha, Cora is the mastermind and has killed you all. It's more of a strange sensation of something clicking on both maps. And then she as well feels it in turn. Looking at the map, you see as if they click together. You see the inversions that were on your map correct themselves, as if they were meant to be placed upon one another. You then see the terrain in a almost 3D-like structure. And then you feel, rather than see, the correct path, basically lining up in front of you. A direct route rather than a strange one. With both maps...
Memorize. Yeah, go.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a survival to memorize it. But with both maps, you can easily find the fastest and quickest way to get there. By nightfall tomorrow. You get about half of it memorized. So if they take it back now, you can easily get there halfway before them, and would have to roll survival to try to remember the next part. But with both maps, you can easily get there without an issue. In fact, it seems to be more lively. At a certain point, you see some X's forming on the map as if to indicate danger. The X's move around the area and then basically dive in back into the map as if the danger has passed.
So it's almost like a live map.
Yes. Gavin then states, all right then, that is rather interesting. I'm surprised this type of technology still works. Unfortunately, I am not a... What's it called again? You know the man that we saw earlier that steals from tombs?
Tomb Raider.
Yes, but he put it differently. I think it was an archaeologist? So I do not know what exactly this is, but according to my own records, this is known as a living map. I've honestly never seen one before, but it is fused with the actual topography of the area, allowing us to see and truly see what lies ahead. With this, we can get to our destination without an issue.
Excellent.
Cora then states, that's good to hear.
And I'll pull my map away from there.
Okay, you pull away your map from theirs. She then states, if you'd like, we can work together on this.
We most certainly can. However, we have just met. And be sure that I am capable of guiding us to at least the first of where I saw those exits, where we will again combine on that. And see how close the threat should be.
Sure. I suppose that would suffice. All right then.
I'm sorry, there has been troubling developments of trust amongst us, and I am most happy.
Looking at your team divided, that is fair to say. As Jade mentioned before to your team, if you'd like, we can share our tent, or you can settle for the ground outside.
The tent would be most welcome to myself.
Looking towards Jade. Oh, yeah, I've already set up an area for them just in case they wanted it. Didn't really know if they would. Just to be safe. All right then. Thank you. No problem. Can you please tell me what you guys meant yesterday? Ignores him. Anyways, you're free to the area he has provided. Otherwise, we'll see you in the morning. After we eat, of course.
Smells the air. I was gonna try to figure out over dinner. Who were we eating? I mean, what are we eating?
We're eating boar that Jade managed to catch. Lit has cooked and Tar has prepared. If you'd like, Lit can provide you with a meal for you. He then states, "Yes, I can. It will be delicious."
What? The bars come next to me.
I think you
Because
know
we
why.
have to have words, my friend.
Oh, Lit. I heard that you were calling me. She goes over to Lit.
Which I would argue, but I have to go to the washroom. So,
Sweet.
I'll be right back. You're
She gets up next to Lit. So how do you want to do this?
Little column, bleh. Little column A, little column B. You want undead or fresh meat?
I don't. What I hunger for is not meat.
Is what?
What I hunger for is not.
That is not what I asked.
Ooh.
Basically, he
I guess
asked
I would
do you
like
want
it
it living
fresh.
or dead?
Oh, living would be preferable.
Neat.
Quite.
He then goes, "I'm sure your friends don't want to see this." Cora then goes, where are you going?"
Caitlin chuckles and follows. I'm sure they wouldn't want to witness this type of event.
To make it fair for Byroth, you will return for that conversation later. But in the meantime, you guys go into the corner. Cerberus, you see them going to the corner, but up to you. They didn't really hide their leaving the area, but they also didn't not want people to follow. But right now, Caitlin, you hear him chanting something in Primordial. Do you speak it?
No.
Okay. As soon as you begin to feel the sensation around you change, vibrate, you feel something akin to what would be summon familiar, but something far stronger. Who do I want to kill off?
I came back at an interesting moment.
Let's go with this happy-go-lucky. This happy-go-lucky drow.
Oh,
She's a little
That
smarter
kinda
than this.
sucks.
That is a wood elf, sir.
that is in fact.
It is a wood elf, but she's a little tanner than most wood elves. And
Well,
she
that-
has
that
silver
looks-
hair, so I just went with the drow.
Yeah.
She gets summoned, and immediately she falls down to the ground, not moving at all. Her eyes, though, are set in a panic as if she came out of nowhere. quite literally out of nowhere. There you go! Now, you can eat it all, or send it back where it came from.
So how far away from Byron did Caitlin run?
I didn't run anywhere. I walked out like a calm a calm person. Caitlin will help this girl stand up. Are you okay?
Doesn't say a word, but he goes, fine. He snaps his fingers, and Byroth, at this point in time, you see a strange woman just disappear.
Okay,
My food.
say that again?
I said my food.
Do we even know where that came from? I mean, even outside of a moral perspective, that's just irresponsible.
Are you sharing?
He then looks
Me? No.
Lit then looks towards Byroth and goes, "Don't worry, she was about to die anyways."
Okay, wait.
I do love your moral compass.
Not really moral. I was just gonna take her from... Quite literally, she was falling off a cliff. I took her, thought, you might as well eat something before she... Well, she might be useful before she dies.
Why'd you send her back? I was about to eat.
You seem morally conflicted.
I am offended. I wasn't gonna kneel down and eat her. I would like her to be standing up.
Either way, he then puts out his hand, and you see a glob of wax fall down. Do you catch it, or do you just let it fall to the ground?
It's hot.
Okay.
Of course I catch it in my metal hand.
It falls into your metal glove, because for some reason you're wearing that, and it immediately turns into a small humanoid-like golem. It looks as if it's human, in the same form as that wood elf drow. I still say it's a drow. And immediately you feel a sensation of life within it. You can interpret that there is blood, and he states, you can eat that thing.
Caitlin tosses it behind her.
Hard, or do you just toss it behind you?
So I wanted to get distance now that you've challenged me.
You chuck it away, and as soon as it hits the area where you chucked it, it almost pops like a balloon filled with blood, which is a little gross. But it smells heavenly.
Oh, shit.
Not making many friends today, huh, Caitlin?
Caitlin quickly puts on her armor and goes over to that blood and it makes a snow cone.
Oh, that's right. It's still in the snow area. You're able to, but I'm still gonna give you brain freeze. But it is very good. You do not know what Lit is, but his blood is fantastic.
I know what I must do now.
Surprised Lit had blood. I thought he was just a fucking candle.
Oh, wow. I moved my token down one square. Yeah, exactly. Byroth, it is freezing outside. It does not do good for my complexion.
I imagine it wouldn't. I want to insight this motherfucker. I don't even want to ask him a question. I got insight. Just like up there, hiding Rialta.
That wouldn't be insight. That would just be you not trusting Caitlin, which you're totally able to do. But insight would be more like interpreting her words, her gestures, her actions. And the moment in time you could do that.
What did you say to Caitlin? What did you say to Rialta up there? On your steed in the air.
Byroth, that is what is known as girl talk. It is talk that two girls have in private.
That would be more dodging the question, so you can definitely insight that.
I thank you.
Oh, what do I roll?
Also,
Like
did-
deception?
Yeah.
And are you gonna go ahead and use your bonus on that?
I don't think I can turn it off.
You can, but you choose not to.
Don't think I can turn it off.
Oh my god,
Yay!
that angers me.
What angers you? The roll?
Yeah, no, the other thing that just happened. No.
Roll. No more.
Okay.
So
But
just
that's
say
with
Jade
your
would-
fancy bonus. So
Uh,
then,
Before this, Jade would be flustered, quickly trying to make some dessert for Hallowoo as an apology. Not really understanding what you meant, but knows he did something wrong. But anyways, Byroth, you get the sensation something's up with Caitlyn, but you cannot interpret what. It is
do I happen
girl
to
talk?
notice whether or not she's in contact with her Blade of Sin while she does this? Is that how it works?
You would have to be in some sort of contact. She
Like,
could just have
Kate-
her hand like held upon it, because the way you're acting, it could also be interpreted as in case you start something, but you know the hand's there. That being said, you can still be distrustful of her. You just can't read through the white lie.
Yay! Girl talk. I'm gonna go
and
now.
what about afterwards? When you
Afterwards.
spirited her way to a
I can only take her if she's willing to go. That sounds like something you should take up with her. Of why she was willing to go to a strange place.
sounds like a desperate obfuscation of the truth from you.
Yeah, I'm just describing how the spell works.
You're clearly hiding something.
Are you interested in me, Byroth? Is that why you won't let me go inside and sit down? Byroth,
You're a 400-year-old corpse.
I am 800-year-old. Thank you, child.
If you think that the Lust Blade has truly infected your mind, if you think that.
If you think that if I think I'm 800-year-old,
If you think that I'm interested in you.
no, I never said sexually.
In fact, that is all the more concerning. Do you think that is all that motivates people? Has it truly defined your existence?
Hmm?
It seems to be molding Relda.
Oh, wrath, most probably. Don't worry about wrath.
Go ahead and roll deception, Caitlyn.
I'm not lying.
You should worry about wrath. That's a lie.
I'm telling him not to worry about it.
That's still a lie.
That's a deception.
I don't think it's a lie.
You know
Mm,
full well that Wrath should be worried about,
I'm telling him not to. I didn't
which
say
is a
don't worry about
deception.
it.
That's the definition of deception.
That's crazy. I don't think this is a lie.
Okay. That means you
I
don't
like
get a
how-
deception roll. Byroth, go ahead and roll insight. Insight would you get advantage? So 10. You have to beat 10.
I
My
like how
insight is
fucking
9, so you want advantage? There you go, natural 20.
You feel a sensation around Caitlyn. Her face, her image, her emotions don't read as if she should be worried. She's got this. Inside her own mind, inside her own eyes, however, you see a strange image, as if an after image of something inside her. Afraid. You do not know what it means, but you feel that something within Caitlyn is afraid of wrath. Oh, let's see. You
Caitlyn.
used it twice against someone. Caitlyn, as this happens, The tiara on your head falls down.
Caitlin picks it up.
You pick it up.
And I put it in my bag of holding.
And you put it in your bag of holding.
What was that?
Well, Vyroth, I believe it's a phenomenon known as gravity. It makes things fall to the ground.
Caitlin, your armor is magical. You have control over it. What is going on?
I'm not wearing armor.
Caitlin,
So
out
you-
of game,
yeah,
take
you are,
2
right?
off of your charisma.
Ooh, I now know what virtue that is.
Maybe.
Haha, the tiara shall be mine.
Barath is just getting more and more suspicious now.
I mean, you know that Caitlin wears the tiara outside of armor up, armor down, so it's just another article of clothing. You do not know really what it is, specifically. But it is weird that happened.
Yeah, and you gave me advantage on insight, and I got a natural 20.
That was something else.
Yeah, okay. Well, okay.
You just knew it
Caitlin.
was weird. That's all I'm going to give you.
Tell me the truth, Caitlin. Be honest with me. I don't want to do this.
Caitlin smiles genuinely at you. Is that a command?
Request from someone who has fought by your side, who has bled for you.
As someone who did something I specifically told you not to do,
And you? Have you never done something I specifically told you not to?
you tell me not to do a lot of things, Vyroth. You're very controlling in our relationship.
One thing I asked you to swear to.
You told me 5 things.
Have you kept true to that? Is the blade that you even now hold been unused against us?
Vyroth, why don't you take off your armor?
Why would I do that, Caitlin?
I'm not wearing my armor. That's why I'm holding my weapon.
I mean, to be fair,
You
you have
hold
clothes
it-
under your armor. He doesn't probably.
You hold a weapon and expect me to remove my armor.
I'll
I
put
hold
away the
no
weapon,
weapon,
you take off the armor. You're a very big man, Vyroth.
And you are a very dangerous woman, Caitlin. Why
Me?
don't you tell me the truth?
I'm only 5'8".
You're gonna keep giving me the runaround?
Caitlin puts her hands on you, Vyroth. Do you do anything?
I cast Greater Restoration on Caitlin.
That's weird.
I use it to, hopefully it's still technically a cursed item. I want to remove her attunement from the Sin Blade.
Interesting.
Okay. Well, that was a waste of a counterspell. You cast something, Byroth, and immediately gets uncast. It's Caitlin casts counterspell.
If he has a counterspell, I cast counterspell. I have one.
Would that negate your first spell?
It's a reaction.
So your armor is counter spell as well. Don't forget about that.
That's what I mean. That's the armor counterspell that I'm using.
Oh, okay.
Currently waiting until Cerberus finishes typing.
So I can't spellcast fast enough to react with the counterspell. Alright.
That would make
Oh
sense.
yeah, because Greater Resto takes a minute or something. Doesn't
Yeah,
it?
I think so.
It takes an action.
Just one action?
One action.
I mean, yeah, but you would be beginning to cast a spell. Caitlin counters it, and you immediately react, causing you to let go of that spell, not casting it, and start up a new one and counter. Is the way I see it.
Even though it's technically an armor ability or like an item,
It
so
would
I
be
don't
like-
have to cast this spell myself. Like
Oh,
the armor
that's
doing.
different.
Yeah, because he has his armor casting it for him technically.
Oh, then yeah,
Yes,
totally.
but it's still going to be the armor as a reaction.
It would be a reaction, Byron, that is true. But
Ju-
it is not you casting it, so I am bypassing that rule. Now, if it was you having to keep control and then trying to cast another one, that different story. Go ahead and roll Dex. See if you're able to quickly maneuver fast enough to do it. Though.
Do you have diamond dust worth 100 GP?
I have diamonds, which I made sure to buy specifically. Technically, I
Specifically
haven't.
diamond dust.
Well, if we want to get that, I mean, I bought them specifically for Greater Restoration like a few matches ago, so I imagine I would have dusted them.
That is true.
Yeah, okay. No, I was just didn't know if you bought them for revivification or
No, I
Greater
don't have. I
Restoration.
don't have Revivify.
Hmm.
I bought 3 of them, so this will
Okay.
cost 1.
Go ahead and roll me.
Yeah.
Yes, the Dex. The Dex. Natural 1.
You know,
Curses.
you quickly try to maneuver, but as you're trying to maneuver around to figure out which button on your armor did the thing, Caitlin counters out the spell. At that point, Civ, Cerberus, you know that Caitlin and Byroth are currently talking in the forest a little bit away, and you notice Civ just appear behind them. You're not exactly sure how long she's been there, but she's been there for at least a while because she left a while ago.
I would like it if you do not cast a spell on me without my consent, Byron.
You place the same levels of consent on bodily touching. Bodily touching.
I thought your armor
Place
was
the-
just a tool, Byron.
As are your words, Caitlin.
At this point, you notice her because she literally states, "All right, you two, that's enough." Caitlin, don't touch people without permission. Byroth, ask before you cast a spell.
Okay, next time you're unconscious and bleeding out in the dirt, I will ask permission to heal.
You
Got
can't
it.
heal me even if you wanted to,
I
Byron.
mean between both of you. Do whatever you want with the rest, as long as you're not fighting with them.
So now we call her Mama Civ.
While this is all going on, Brelton and Cerberus, I think, have been talking with each other, or at least enjoying each other's company while Cerberus paints. And Halloween has been performing with the rest of the entourage. I don't think you would be flying in the tent. Unless you are, you can totally say if you were or weren't.
I'm not flying in the tent.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Jade joined you with a blade dance. You're not exactly sure what kind of blades he's using. They seem to be made out of pure crystal. They're dancing around, and Lit begins to perform around with the same type of yarn light balls that he's been playing with Cosmo. Currently, Cosmo's trying to fight with them, or at least play with them while they're floating in the air. It is very entertaining to look at. Everyone seems to be enjoying themselves quite heavily, while Byroth and Kanan are just fighting in the background.
Not a care in the world.
Civ then gets in the middle of the camp, not inside, but close enough that everyone can hear. Alright, there's no enemies around. You guys have 10 minutes. We move at dawn. Get some sleep. Or don't.
Byron, we can do this all night. I won't get tired.
I was just thinking of how desperately I wish there was someone I could trust just to watch me sleep at night.
I offered
Alas.
you to sleep in a tiny tent with me.
So I will be going to sleep with Hollywood.
Are you cheating on me, Byron?
No.
Oh! She goes to sit down.
Same offer went to Rialta and Cerberus, by the way.
That had me laughing so freaking hard. Oh my god. Oh jeez.
Hey, now Hallie's trying to score her own man.
Aw.
Before you go to sleep, Jade does say, I don't know what I did wrong, but I'm sorry. He then presents you what it seems to be like a cupcake, but same with his blades, you don't really know what they are. It's a decorative piece with a strange ballerina on top, adorned with crystal-like structures, as if she's in a isolated state, similar to the look of what's it called again? I think the play's called the Swan Song or something like that. But it's a very beautiful looking decoration.
Halloween just reaches up and pinches his cheeks and is just, oh my god, no, you're adorable, why?
Okay, here, hands it over. Goes over to Lit. I don't know what she means by that. You're... Okay, it's time for some guy talk. Passes by Roth. Oh, hey!
Wait, what are you talking about? How are you full of blood, Waxman?
I summoned it!
God, was it from the falling woman?
No?
Ah, that's even more concerning.
Leave him alone, Byroth.
You're not here. You ran away like a coward.
You did.
Did they walk outside the tent?
I mean, you hear half of this conversation. Byroth isn't yelling. Lit is completely yelling. But you guys pass through the night. You do not know when Jade or Lit fell back to sleep. But eventually they came back in, fell asleep. The night passes without
Where's
much
little
issue.
kitty?
You don't know, except for it's on top of Relta's head again.
Yeah, it's always with me.
Okay. I'm gonna be reading my book.
Okay. Cerberus, through the night, were you paying attention to what Lit and Jade were doing?
I'm always paying attention.
Okay. You heard Lit was giving roundabout conversation towards Jade. It had nothing to do with what Halloween was talking about. It honestly was just rambling. He was listening to his rambling, but he got no good advice.
Okay, so I understood absolutely nothing of what they said.
You understand that Lit does not understand women?
Yeah, no, I understand nothing of what he said.
Yeah. You also know that Jade could probably be easily tricked if you wanted to do that. Not saying you would. Or anyone else in this team, probably Caitlin, would. But he seems to be fresh to this whole mercenary thing. But you awaken, most of you. Currently breakfast is being prepared by Jade. Helping out is Tar. Lit is currently still playing with Cosmo. You wake up, Halloween, and you don't think your cat ever fell asleep.
The cat was awake for the entire night.
Yes. For about 3 hours, you saw... yeah, you can see through... Same plane. For about 3 hours, you in your dream saw Jade and Lit speaking to each other. About nothing, pretty much. And then they went to sleep. Like, honestly, it was rambling. They got nothing really done.
Yes, the man of trickery like myself.
Everyone managed to wake up without an issue. The tent's put away. You see it goes into Tar's bag. Like, the entire thing goes into her backpack. And this thing is far bigger than it should be able to.
Oh, heavy haversack.
More or less. Kara then goes, alright then, is everyone ready to move?
It should be a few hours until we reach the first X that we noticed on the map.
Gavin then states, "Excellent! If everyone's ready." Save then states, "We're fine." Good! Now then!
Could you give me 30 minutes, please?
For what,
You have to
Caitlin?
powder your nose, I see.
No. Caitlin starts to pray.
Okay. 30 minutes later?
Gotta roll a religion check on that.
Leave me alone.
I mean, she
How-
was in sleep.
how long
she
does it
couldn't do
take
it
before I
we
can-
woke up.
Before I can take 20. How long?
What
I got
she do?
30 minutes of just being like, what's she up to?
You know that she's praying, but you don't really understand the prayer. But this is a new development from what you can tell.
Yeah, well, I'm- Sorry, religion or insight? I don't know.
Some
What do you want me to
training.
roll here?
More religion.
Alright.
You angry
Yay.
ghost. Can I roll
a
religion against his
natural
religion?
19. It's the best religion I've ever rolled.
Sure.
It is not even for your god. Hey. Roll the same thing.
God damn it.
I mean, this doesn't really tell you anything, Byron. You know that it's a religion. You know and understand that this is not really one you've come across that often. You know that it comes across by beings of destruction, beings of rebirth. But beyond that, you don't really get too much else. However, this is Caitlin doing it. So keeping an eye out for it would be something to look at, but currently, as it stands, nothing too menacing, other than
Are you
Caitlin's
kidding?
doing it.
Destruction and rebirth, and she just coerced Rialto over here into the.
Wow.
That being said, I believe Palor is similar to that, from what I can
Yeah.
remember.
I understand like the natural cycle of death and rebirth, but to phrase it as destruction seems a little sinister.
That's crazy.
I don't know. It's
Caitlin
just,
has never done a sinister thing in her life, but Pinocchio knows gross.
as I mentioned, good thing to look at, but right now you don't have anything to really focus your attention on. Other than it's Caitlin doing it, so keeping an eye out, probably the best.
Goddamn right.
All right. 30 minutes later, Lit looks and turns towards Caitlin. God.
In which time the rest of us have had a delicious bacon and egg breakfast, I assume.
Also omelets.
Yeah.
From what you can tell, he, if any of you take ketchup with your omelets, he did create what appears to be a festival on top. At least the way it's depicted.
This is kind of I'd like to think that Byros like subtle revenge at Caitlin in the morning is like cooking a bunch of really delicious food that she can't have any part of.
Caitlin looks interested in something else outside.
And
But
even
she-
like specifically will like if there's a rabbit or something, we'll use all the blood to like thicken the stew. Be like, oh, it's been cooked. Sorry, you can't have it now.
Caitlin goes outside to Cerberus.
Okay. Currently you head outside towards Cerberus, and you see a dead deer right next to him.
No, there's no one there.
Oh, you see a dead deer around the
The
camp somewhere.
deers from the previous night.
Caitlin goes to this dead deer body.
Okay. It's dead. It is leaking. Some of it seems to be eaten.
Caitlin takes out a cup and fills the cup.
You
It's
filled
old
the cup?
ass blood too.
Fret not, friendo.
Dark and turgid. It has an odor about it. Sorry.
All right. After breakfast and a Bloody Mary, you are ready, I assume?
Yes.
Okay.
You can
Gavin,
assume
waiting. All right then. Off to the first marker.
Hi ho silver.
Yeah, so when we get close enough that I think they're probably like a 30-minute out from the first time I saw that X, I'd like to stop the party and take a look at what's going on.
Okay. Then you're at a mountain range that has turned gold. In the distance, you see a giant, what looks like gold dragon statue.
Oh, that couldn't possibly be alive.
Statue.
Let's Cora, let's quickly take a look at where the X's are.
The X's
Unfold
are
the map.
currently to your south.
Is that the way we're headed?
No, you're heading more east.
Okay, well that was lucky break. Is there an X where the dragon is?
There seems to be a faded one. It's hard to tell.
Okay.
It doesn't seem if moving X's are red and vibrant, this one's a dull gray.
Okay. Probably means if we don't make too much noise, we'll be alright, but no one shake anything up.
You hear Caitlin drink out of a straw.
So unladylike.
How else do you get the blood out of a blood bag? My cup's full.
Alright, so tempted to cast blindness on you just to like.
I'll swear to get my Termicent back.
I know,
know.
right? I was gonna say she spent half
But
her
it would
life
put
blind.
should be on the horse. Anyway,
Gavin takes
casually,
out
I think.
what looks like a binocular, and then goes, no wait, binocular is 2. Periscope.
Monocular, telescope, periscope.
One of those. Doesn't matter
Trust
which one. One that can let you see stuff closer. He then goes, interesting! That thing's not alive! But it is made out of gold.
Okay, wait. Would you describe it as larger than a massive item?
Yes!
Does it look like it could fit in the bag of holding?
So I
Probably
couldn't
not.
say, I don't know, animate object?
I mean, probably not, but in theory, if many of you could cast it.
I mean, it would only be for a minute, but
We could try.
I mean, is there any benefit to having a gold dragon for a minute?
That's a misleading statement. Trying to get a rise out of me,
Wait, is
Byron?
that-
Okay, let's go and examine this dragon. We're obviously interested in the dragon.
Is that dragon bound up, or is that just how the token looks?
Both.
It's got
So
a
the
harness
dragon-
of some sort, potentially a rider.
Being forcibly held down by something.
Was it ever alive or was it just a statue?
Right now, Gavin has just stated it is a statue, currently made out of gold. However, you can tell that this looks like a harness, not like binding it, but allowing someone to ride it. Which is a little scary if something was able to convince a dragon to allow it to ride.
As I look
you-
back at the white dragon that also agreed to
I think
doing it.
everyone on our team would look at Caitlin and be like,
Let me
remember how you almost got your brain exploded?
Let me rephrase that. And managed to survive the ordeal.
I'll see it in 4 level ups.
Caitlin should have died on that ordeal.
She really should have, but
She
natural
failed
20s.
the first roll. The second 2 rolls shouldn't have come into effect.
I'm a little nicer than that.
Yeah, I'm not.
But yeah, you guys head down. Cerberus, I believe you're the first one to go down, and you see that the wagon and carts, the barrels, and are on the ground. You do not know how old these were, mainly because they're now made out of metal. But it is made out of gold. Maybe it wasn't at one point, but it is now.
Is the ground itself, like, can I pick a bunch of dirt off? Is it like gold, like little nuggets?
You
Or-
feel like almost like sand going through your hands as you pluck some off the ground. And as you move your hands through it, it does feel grainy, but it does seem to glitter and shine within your hands.
Can Byroth make a determination? Sort of a specialty.
You could attempt.
Something I can do really quickly, though, is I could just scoop up a handful, and one of my abilities is to create form things out of other things. So if it's metal, I could just be like, well, form it into a gold coin. It's one of my daily things.
Okay. You form it into a gold coin.
So it is metal.
It is metal.
I can't do that. I can't do that if it's not metal. So it is metal.
Cerberus, you can also tell around the wagon is making an indent in the ground in the shape of the wagon. So you know that it is actually I don't know how much Cerberus knows about gold, but it is pliable enough, like pure gold, to be able to do so.
I know it's a dent, that's it.
Okay. You know that the wagon's heavy enough to make an indent in the ground. Currently, the NPCs have already moved forwards. Most of the party is still on the mountaintop.
Yeah, if this is gold dust, Byroth is going to open his bag of holding and at least half fill the capacity with gold dust.
Okay, you begin to scrape the ground for a good hour.
Well, I don't know, just walk over to where they are, see what's up with the cart. If it's good gold, I could stuff that in. I don't know.
There are some spoons, some typical appliances for moving wagons, tools to fix them. You do see that there are some clothes, literal clothes that have been turned into gold. Or
So
have been gold.
Okay, so it's like things that weren't gold, but now they are.
Midas touch. Reality, it's essentially just Midas touch.
That's what
So, yeah.
concerns me. It's concerning. Are we
That's
all
why
gonna get turned into gold? Like,
Okay, so with regards to dispel magic, do we feel that this is magic? It must feel magic.
If it
Right.
was, it is no longer. How should I phrase this? If this is magic, the spell has long since passed.
The effect is still in place, but the spell is basically gone. So this is just a lasting effect from the spell.
okay.
Which can still be countered. If someone wants to do me the honours of dispelling magic on the lovely dragon.
That's crazy.
Please don't. I don't want to polymorph it.
That's crazy, it's dropping it goes higher.
Nice dragon.
Byroth has had very good experiences with dragons so far. He might be getting a little cocky.
And I'm guessing on the broom.
You just went and talked to like the good aligned dragons. The other one, no, that was not a good experience.
Alright, can I do a survival or wilderness? What manner of dragon was this before it was goldified?
From
Can I
what
make
nature?
a check?
Go ahead and roll a nature check to just no. Yeah,
Byroth,
nature.
you're good at those.
to discern what
No.
type of dragon this was.
Say that at the top of your lungs, and that zero modifier shall carry you across the horizon.
How dare you know what my character is bad at?
I mean,
Natural 17.
I assume if you have a zero in religion, you also have a zero in nature.
From what you can tell, this is yeah, this would be an adult gold dragon, metallic, dragon.
Okay, now I have to figure out how much Byroth knows about gold dragons.
Enough to know that they are good aligned, probably, but beyond that, it is metal, or at least interpreted as metallic.
Oh, even in life, yeah, then I'm super interested.
So
Get
you
your
would know
caught
some
up on that
stuff.
dragon, Byroth.
Maybe not like its hidden secrets and lore, but definitely like how they're good, how they at times help humanoids from time to time.
Okay, and finally, I would like to ask the magic users of our group. Do you think that this is a dragon that has been preserved in time by magic, or is? Can someone examine it for? Yeah.
Arcana check?
Yeah.
Can I do an Arcana check?
While on the broom, yes.
Okay, Rialta Arcana. Natural 2, which brings us to an 8.
Please, Halliwoo, I pumped so much into your Arcana.
Oh,
It
did you
takes
actually
off
use it?
slightly.
Unfortunately, that's only an 8 and a 25. Okay. Halloween, you can tell that this is a spell that has been long since passed. You do not know the name of the spell, but you can tell that it can be dispelled in portions. You can't immediately dispel the entire area, but certain objects in certain sizes can. After a while, you'll have to cast it. Something as large as the dragon, you can cast 4 times dispel, and it would do it instantly, or cast the spell once, wait some time, do it again, wait some time, do it again, and then wait some time, do it again.
Halliwoo would relay the information of this is more of a scarring effect of a spell that's long since passed, but if you pump enough dispel magic into it, you should be able to bring it back to its original form.
I can do so. I am capable of this thing.
Okay. Cerberus, as you're wandering around the wagon, you can tell that the grain of the area, or at least the wagon, doesn't seem to fit right. Whatever this is, definitely was changed into gold, as it's a little too coarse. But the ground itself does seem to be malleable enough to be considered pure gold.
I wouldn't put 2 and 2 together for that.
Okay. Well, you can tell that whoever built this was not smart then. The wheels seem to be bent, as if the metal doesn't seem to work properly.
You just give useless information to talk, but don't worry about it.
Okay.
I'm not walking around it because I'm curious about the gold. I'm walking around because I have no idea what the fuck it is.
Oh, okay. Investigating the area, you do find that you have no idea what this is. Looking at where it's indented,
Is that Cerberus?
behind you can't see.
Yeah, she's discovering what wheels are.
Yeah.
Oh no, I thought that was a barrel the whole time. I was like, why the hell is there's a barrel?
Yeah, that's
for?
Cerberus. Oh, you were okay. You're seeing it again. Cerberus,
Yeah.
you can tell that underneath the wagon, there seems to be gold people, like smushed. But you can tell at one point they were people, which raises more questions.
Does anyone
And
have
I am now going to
proficiency with
compare them to everyone else.
anyone have proficiency with molding metal so we can make them look human again?
Comparing everyone else in the area that's still not metal, they have been bent and warped. If these were people, they're not anymore. Maybe they were once living metal humanoids? It's hard to tell because most of their faces have been smushed, so you're not exactly sure what type of people they were.
And then I will simply drag Gavin over.
Okay.
Okay, team, should I wake up Dragon?
Wait for me to back up. Wait for me to back up. She flies back.
Caitlin waves to you from 120 feet away.
All right.
I'll back up too. I can talk to dragons with that amulet thing, right? Where's my notes at?
Yeah. Yes, you can.
Do I? And okay, I'll wait until he wakes it up.
Okay. As Byroth heads straight for the dragon, preparing to wake it up, Caitlin is in the corner casting Identify onto a horse helmet.
You know that the crown thing.
Oh, interesting. Go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw.
God damn it.
Crazy.
Gavin and
Oh
Cerberus
yeah, you're upset.
are currently discussing something while Caitlin is hit with something and is unable to read what exactly the crown is. However, whatever she was hit with quickly dissipates and nothing happens. However, the one thing she did manage to identify was item of virtue and nothing else. Luckily enough, you
puts the
rolled
two-
high
he
enough that nothing happened to you. But currently, with an item of virtue in hand, Barrel's preparing to wake a gold dragon, and Cerberus wondering what metal people are. Things are turning out differently than you thought, as we end the
They might be
session
Warforged.
for today.
Yay!